popcorn where I start the discussion.
Want to know some more fun facts?
Isn't it awesome to see some of your favorite content creators and favorite people, honestly, that you follow here on this tab, be a part of this amazing community called the Nerd Initiative?
Hi there, everybody. It's Donavan Rose from Nerd Initiative, and if you can't tell by the Letterman jacket behind me, today we're going to be talking about my favorite TV show streaming right now, and that's Yellowjackets. They just concluded with season 2, and we have somebody buzzing in directly from Camp Wilderness, and that is Javi Martinez himself, aka Luciano Leroux. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, of course, my pleasure.
So before we get started on season 2, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the show overall. You know, this was kind of your first breakout big role that you had. So when you booked it originally, this was Showtime. And I feel like a lot of Showtime shows don't really get the recognition they deserve. It's not Netflix or HBO. Going into this, when you booked it, did you ever expect that it would blow up the way that it did?
I'd be lying if I said I completely knew it was gonna blow up. Honestly, I was just happy to have the role, but it just completely just blew up, and it's just been crazy after that. So to answer your question, no, I didn't. I didn't think it was gonna blow up, but I never had any doubt in the writing or anything. But I just thought it was gonna be one of those shows that was gonna go under the radar, but completely wrong.
Well, I'm glad that it didn't, because I've been watching since season 1, episode 1, and the fact that even before season 2 came out, it already was renewed for season 3 speaks volumes about it. I don't even know if many Showtime shows that's happened to, so I'm very happy that that happened for the show. And for you, for that to be your first big show, that's super. That has to make you feel great.
Yeah.
And then as far as when you booked the show, what did you really know about it? Did you know that it was like this, culty, wilderness where they have to eat people? What did you know about it?
No, I knew there was a little bit of cannibalism. I knew it was kind of like a survivor, like the plane was crashing, but to survive. But I had no idea what I was getting myself into. It just every time I got a new script, it was just crazier and crazier. But that's what makes a show, right? So yeah.
Yeah, I bet this kind of show is probably a great first experience because, most shows aren't going to have as crazy twists and turns and plot things. So having all this crazy stuff, you're going to learn a lot from it with your first experience.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of all the crazy twists and turns with Javi, the end of season 1, viewers had no idea what was going on with him. He was told to run and he ran. No one knows where yet. We kind of have ideas. But did you have any idea what was going to happen with him at the end of season 1? Did you know you were coming back for season 2, or what was the extent of what you knew for the character?
I knew just as much as the fans knew. I didn't know that much. I knew that actually they could have just made Javi run away. That's it for Javi.
That's it. Bye, Javi.
That's it. But I had a lot of hope, and I was really crossing my fingers that I was gonna come back. I got some news. I think it was when episode 1 started shooting, or a little bit earlier than that. So kind of late, but I still got a little bit of a head start, and I come in a bit late into the season, so I had some time to adjust and ease myself into the shooting.
Yeah, I think it was episode 4? Was it 4 that you came back in? Okay, yeah. So we were for 3 episodes. We were so crazy. What is going on with Javi? They just put him on the back burner.
They said nothing about him. All those episodes, just boom, he's right there. He's back. It's
right, and we were like, oh yay, okay, Javi. Yay, but where did you come from?
Yeah.
And then now season 1 versus season 2. Season 1 was filmed actually in the wilderness, but season 2 was on a set. What was the difference? Was it a higher production? Were you trained with having not to do spoilers because it was so big? What was the difference between season 1 and season 2?
I've never really had an issue with spoilers, so I didn't have to worry too much about that stuff. But it was a big jump. Season 1 was in some remote place, but season 2 was a nice studio and everything with our trailers, and it's crazy how realistic they made the studio look. I'm telling you, those massive trees that were all fake. It was made out. It was crazy, and the snow.
So it was really big. It wasn't just all green screen. There was actually real huge sets.
It was really really huge, and all the snow. Though barely any of the snow was green screen, special effects. Most of the snow was actual fake snow, but it wasn't. It was crazy. It was huge jump, and it was really nice to experience that.
So then when you filmed in the actual wilderness, was it fake snow and real snow, or was it all fake snow?
I think there was a little bit of real snow, but
Okay.
like most of it was fake snow.
So
Most of
you
it.
being from Canada, you get winters, obviously. Was
Yeah.
it easy for you to kind of fake being cold, or was it a little bit of a challenge because you're used to actually being cold versus faking it?
It was easy, man. It was super easy. I used to live in Quebec, so like
Oh, okay.
bunch of snow. So like I already knew I was already a pro at it even before I came back here. So I was all good.
Yeah, you were probably with all the people who were all the professional actors from LA. You were like, "Here, let me show you how us
Let me show
Canadians
you.
do it."
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah.
Uh, and now as far as in between season 1 and season 2, there were so many fan theories, Reddit, TikTok, everywhere. Do you have any that stuck out that was your favorite or just the craziest that you about Javi?
Yeah, one of them, the bear theory, I think was
Oh
kind
my
of crazy.
gosh.
The bear theory was a little bit crazy, I think, because if Javi was the bear, I'm pretty sure at least one of them would have said something like about it, right?
Right,
But
right.
but no, it wasn't the case. And the Adam theory was also pretty big. I mean, it makes sense, right? There's a bunch of like clues that Javi likes to draw. He makes little art sculpture thingies. Adam also is, he goes to school for that. So like you connect the dots, it's very possible that Adam could have been Javi, but now we know that's not the case.
Yeah, that's very true. I was actually reading up on it, and the showrunners said, that was a forethought
Mhm.
that could
Yeah,
be a possibility, and so it's kind of cool that the fans are coming up with it now
yeah,
that it's not the case. But that would have been crazy. I would have, but also predictable. In the same sense,
yeah,
everyone was
exactly.
predicting it, so why would it? It's
And
crazy show. That's not going to
exactly, the
happen.
show loves twists and turns. It wouldn't really make sense.
Exactly. And now Hobby came back season 2, episode 4, but he was a little bit different. I mean, I would be too after I saw what I
Yeah.
saw and I had to live in the wilderness for 2+ months. He was just so much darker. Did you do any methods or have anything that you did to prep to get into that darker version of Hobby?
It's weird because it's I didn't specifically do anything to prep to be like a darker hobby. It was more so like I don't know. It was also because like I didn't see the cast for the first 4 episodes. So when I came back, I was already a little bit like haven't talked to them for a little bit, and it was more so like the beginning of it was a little bit more real, and then obviously I got back to the flow. We became cool again and everything, but um, it no specific methods, just mostly just hobby acting.
Well, no, that's actually really cool that you can do that without a lot of actors have to do some sort of like ritual or something to get
Yeah.
into that sort of method acting type of thing. But the fact that you can
Mhm.
just kind of turn it on and off like a switch, it's just the
Yeah.
beginning of your career. You have a lot
Yeah.
of ways to
Yeah,
go.
definitely.
Oh, as far as, Javi coming back, we were so happy. A couple
Mhm.
episodes later, well,
Yeah.
what the heck? It was a complete roller coaster. When you found that out, like you said, you didn't know that you were coming back until after they had started filming episode
Mhm.
1. And then a few episodes later, you die.
Yeah.
What was your reaction to you dying? And what was it like filming your death on screen?
I kind of saw it coming, I won't lie. I mean, the first episode of season one, I was like, what, 5'5". Now I'm almost 6 foot tall. So it's
Right, right.
huge growth. If they would have kept me for a little bit longer, God knows how tall I would have been. Maybe I would have grown a beard, who knows? But
Looking
I
like
saw it
Coach.
coming. Yeah, exactly. Hey, coach. You know, I kind of saw it coming a little bit, but filming it was really fun as well. It was a lot of fun. Surprisingly, I haven't done anything like that. If you couldn't tell, but yeah. So that was a lot of fun. We had like a huge like water tank inside the studio, and like I
Whoa.
had to like jump inside of it with like because it was weird because like the top layer was like all wax. It
Oh,
wasn't real
wow.
snow, and it was like all wax, and then there was like a little hole that I would jump into when I would fall. That was one like part of like the filming that we did of my drowning, and then the other part was like in an actual like huge like place that was all snowy. It was weird, but it was a lot of fun.
That's crazy. And the
Mhm.
fact that you were actually like it was because I know that they made like this was a question coming up, but I'll just get into it right now. For the dead hobby, it was like a doll that they made of you, and I thought that was the doll or CGI, but the fact that you actually did that is crazy.
Yeah,
So about the doll, 3 questions about that. First of all, what parts were the doll and what were you?
the doll was all like when Javi's on the stick. That's the
Okay,
doll. When
okay.
they pull Javi out of the water and they put him on the floor, that's the doll. and then everything else is me.
Okay.
Some of like the filling around is my stunt double, but all like the underwater shots, all like the Javi on the table, all the Travis like caressing Javi's body, that's all me. So
Wow.
yeah. And in terms of the doll was pretty creepy. I won't lie.
Did you
I
keep it?
won't lie.
Would you want to keep it?
No, no. I don't even know where I would put it. Like as like a trophy in my house. If somebody came inside
Yeah.
my house, they would see like my dead body. They'd be like, "Well, this is kind of weird."
Yeah, they'd get scared in the middle of the night. Just
Exactly.
imagine walking out in the hallway and
No.
just
Oh my God. No, no way. No way. I couldn't do that. No.
yeah, I wonder what they did with it because I know there was a Jackie one too. I wonder if they're
Yeah.
just chilling like in the storage and just 20 years from now there'll be the Hobby and Jackie dolls just chilling there.
You know, and maybe in like a year when I'm older in my acting career, I might go back and buy it. Who knows?
Right,
I
be like,
might.
hey,
Yeah, maybe.
auction for Yellowjackets.
Maybe.
Let's go.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
So, as far as Javi the character goes, what do you think he was feeling during his death scene? Because in this moment, we see the most emotion and talking that we have out of him since he's been back. He's trying to save Nat, and then in the end, she's trying to help him, but then she realizes this is the only way that I'm going to survive. And he
Yeah.
watches her kind of decide switch from human to survival. And what do you think was going through his mind? Was he angry or what was going on?
Feel like he felt really betrayed. Like he was trying to save Natalie. He was like, I know this place that we can go. Just follow me. They were so close. He was like, come on, we're almost there. And then just for him to fall and then like not get any help is like, it's like damn. And I think that's what makes his death as well kind of sad. It's like he like he was innocent. Like out of everybody, he was the most innocent. Well, also Ben Scott was pretty innocent as well, but he hasn't eaten like nothing, and he wasn't
Right.
like he didn't deserve to die. But that's just how the show goes.
Exactly. And as far as like the scenes, I read that when Kevin was doing when he was like holding you and everything, it was like 7 hours and he was just
Mhm.
crying emotionally on and off. Was there
Yeah,
any like excruciating emotional scene for you that like still you remember and has like a toll on you?
the Shauna pregnancy scene was kind of big when she was giving birth. That
Oh,
was yeah. When she was like, "Where's my baby? Where's my baby?" Like a lot of like
oh,
even the
I
crew
just
started
got
crying.
I literally just got
Yeah,
goosebumps. Oh
even
my
even the
gosh.
crew started crying. I shed a tear. I was like, damn, that was
Her act,
it.
oh, she deserves
Yeah,
all awards for that. That was
yeah, she did
amazing.
amazing. She did
Oh,
amazing. She did awesome. And yeah, it was amazing scene. That's probably the most I've really felt on the show. It's all, but like it's all like the only one I really felt that emotionally attached to. The one where Kevin was holding me, that one also, but I was kind of like just playing dead for the entire time. So
right, right.
like I couldn't really do anything, but
But I mean, imagine
still,
seeing him, that emotion, like that has to, like,
yeah,
you playing dad, just like you want to like shed a tear,
yeah,
like, bro, I'm alive, I'm right here.
yeah,
But it was crazy because, like I said, the roller coaster, you came back and then you died, and then we saw him eat your heart. It was so crazy. Everything that happened with that. And I
Mhm.
imagine with the fan reactions, not only you had a bunch of fans reaching out to you after you came back, but then a couple episodes later after this happened, was there any specific reactions or things that stood out to you that fans were saying about what happened?
It was just all like a lot of praise and a lot of like you did so good, and I cried when Javi died. And as an actor and as an entertainer, it feels great, when you like have this emotional connection with someone, like it's amazing. And I also got a I got teased by my friends a lot at school. Hey, you drowned? How you drowned? He doesn't know how to swim or something? I was like, okay. But yeah, that's some of the reactions I have.
So you go to public school then, right?
Yeah.
Do your friends obviously watch the show then? They're supportive of you? Do you have like watch parties with them? What goes on with your friends and your family in your life with the show?
I watch every episode with all of my family. Everybody in the family watches it every time it comes on.
Oh,
We all watch that. My dad watches like the same episode 2, 3 times when it comes on TV. That's very because I'm in my room, then I hear like the music,
the
like
theme song, yeah.
that stuff. I hear that, I'm like, oh my god, he's watching it again. And yeah, in terms of like watch parties with friends, we don't really do that. I get really embarrassed.
Like, no, don't
Embarrassing.
watch me. Do it at
Yeah,
your
yeah.
own.
No, 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 please no. And yeah, that's it's fun. Good tradition with my family.
Well, no, that's super good that you have the support system. And, a lot of actors can't really say they go to public school and can deal
Yeah,
with it. So the fact that you can, hopefully you can do that. What grade are you in right now?
I'm in 10th.
Okay, you only have a couple more years. Hopefully you can
Exactly.
continue doing public school and then,
Unless I get some crazy, crazy big role and and it's a threat, I can't,
oh,
you know.
look at, you're going to be the next Marvel superhero.
Who knows?
Right, right. Before we get into talking about what the future holds for you, as far as Javi, one theory that is really sticks in my head is earlier we see that he had the queen, which was missing
Mm.
from the deck originally. Do you think that this had some sort of like foreshadowing or something to do with his death, or is it just a coincidence that he happened to have that card that they happened to pick?
Yeah, I think the writers definitely had Javi have the queen for a reason. I don't think they would just make him steal the queen and come back with it for no reason. In terms of like it being related to his death, I don't know. Maybe you got it spot on. Maybe that's the reason why. But I generally don't really know. But yeah, that's all I can really say.
No, no, that's fine. I mean, it's definitely a theory that's out there, and I think it's a pretty good one. The fact that he picked the queen, and so did Nat, and he ended up dying when he picked it first.
Yeah,
But I guess we'll see more about the queen and everything in season
yeah.
three, whenever we get season three.
Whenever, yeah,
Hopefully, we can get the writer's strike situation fixed out, pay the writers, pay the actors, pay
yeah,
everyone,
yeah, yeah.
because we need some more yellow jackets.
Mm.
And then as far as Javi goes, when he was on the plane with Nat when she was passing away, do you think that that was genuinely Javi forgiving her, or was that kind of Nat just accepting it in her mind to move on?
That's interesting. I haven't thought about it that way. It could have definitely been Javi, either Javi, yeah, Javi forgiving her or her, having some kind of ease of mind thinking that Javi does forgive her. But yeah, possibly. Yeah, definitely. They did cut some parts out of that scene that would have definitely given you a clear answer, but I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it. So yeah.
Well, we need to get those writers to release those scenes.
Yeah.
um, but if Javi were to survive, say, he didn't drown, Nat drown, change of events, multiverse, whatever it be, is there anybody specific that you would want to portray an older version of you?
I don't have anybody in mind right now, to be honest. Honestly, I could probably play myself. Like if
Okay.
like think about it, season 3, 4, and then in 5, that would be like what, 3 years? I would be like
Yeah.
18, 19.
Yeah, you just come back. A
Hey,
surprise.
I grew a beard, I'm set, you know?
You ate my identical twin brother.
Exactly.
But no, yeah, I definitely, I mean, that's kind of cool that you haven't thought about it. And because thinking about it, I feel like fan castings and things like that kind of takes away the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I could definitely see a grow a beard, come back for season five, surprise us all. You know how the writers do with their spoilers, and
Yeah.
shocks, and everything like that. For the show for season three, we have I don't know how many girls left. Girls are popping up in season two that we didn't see in season one. So who knows what's going to happen for season three? But
Mm-hmm.
as of right now, is there anyone who you predict or maybe kind of hope could be the next victim?
Hold on. Let me think of the most messed up one in the 90s.
Let me think. Who is? Well,
Misty. But we all know Misty doesn't die.
I
But
mean, present day. Who knows what happened? But
yeah,
yeah,
well, who
as
knows? Yeah.
as far as
But
teens,
oh, you know who would be cool? It would be nice to see a Ben Scott death scene. That'd be pretty sick. That'd be
that
pretty
would
sick.
be. I mean, especially if he did do what is
Yeah,
insinuating to the cabin, that would be pretty cool to see
that
them
would be, yeah.
chase him down and him hop with his
Yeah.
um honestly, I say bye Mari because she is just kind of like I don't know, she's just annoying to me. But that means that I
Yeah.
love the actress because she's so good at playing an annoying
Yeah.
irritable character.
She's a really good person.
But no, was there anybody being in a group of girls who are mostly like older than you? Was there anybody that stuck out that you kind of formed a connection with, that you are still friends with? Everything like, I mean, everybody obviously, but
Yeah.
anybody specific?
I'd say Kevin, my brother in the show. It's an obvious answer, but he's just we're he's like the go-to person I can rely on whenever I'm on set, and I'm bored. I don't know. I don't want to like. I don't know who to talk to or whatever. But and we also hang out in real life a lot, really, really often.
Oh,
So we're
that's
really
so
cool.
cool.
Yeah, we went to Disneyland in California. We went to the premiere. So
Oh, that was it your first time?
that was my first time at Disneyland. Yeah.
Oh, that's so
So
awesome.
yeah, so it was a lot of fun. We're really cool. And yeah, he's definitely the go-to person that I like to talk a lot to and on set.
You know, if only he was there when you guys were on the lake, because he could have just, ice skated
Yeah,
across and saved you.
yeah. If it was up to me, you know what I would have done? If I was Javi, well, I am, but if I was Javi, I would I would have helped Travis beat up the girls. Honestly, I'm helping my brother.
Seriously though,
I'm
yeah.
helping my brother.
Especially when they like held a night, I would have been like,
Yeah, I
no.
would have been like, no, no, that's it.
Sorry, Nat.
Yeah.
But besides obviously your death, is there anything in season 2 that just shocked you as you were reading? You were like, is this really what I'm reading?
It was definitely the last scene where the whole cabin burns down. That,
See,
yeah,
I
I was
expected that eventually because
really,
I thought that's gonna happen. Like that would be how they'd be found from the smoke.
hmm
Like,
yeah,
but now this happens obviously way before they're found. So
yeah,
now it leaves the question, what are they going to do for the rest of the winter?
yeah. Yeah. Well, I can't say anything about that, but that's definitely the scene. I was like, when I read it, I was like, wait a second. Is this? How are they gonna survive? Like, the cabin's gone. Like,
Literally.
I don't know. But that was a shocking scene.
Now, speaking of Coach Ben, he found, which we assume is where Javi had hidden out these months. He found this hidden secret place in a tree stump that has fire, bones, things like that.
Mhm.
Now, Javi, he went there, he came back, and he died. Is this kind of foreshadowing? Do you think this could be predicting, hey, maybe Ben is the next one to die?
We haven't seen an adult Ben, as far as we know.
True.
So it could be true. It could possibly be true. The cabin's cursed or something. Not the cabin, but the cave is cursed or something.
Right.
So maybe, but yeah, possibly. I don't. That would be a little bit of a stretch, I think, but we'll see. Only
I
time
mean,
will tell.
especially if he did, burn down the cabin, it could
Yeah,
definitely, the girl's coming out for revenge.
yeah, true.
But he is missing a leg, so why wouldn't you do somebody who has full meat? No, just
Well, they
but
did kill Hobbies.
but as far as the secret passage thing going, one theory that I read online was like, oh, it's like a secret dimension and everything like that. And I was like, oh wow, that's crazy that that could even be a possibility. But you never truly know. Do you think that that could be like a possibility that it's an alternate dimension, or do you think that it's just they're in the woods in Canada?
We haven't seen any like definite like concrete evidence of like something supernatural going on. So I don't think so, but in this show, anything can happen.
Yeah,
Like
you
so
never
many
know with
twists and
these
turns.
writers. You could think one thing
Exactly.
and
They made it a point that like they want the show to be like completely just like out of the ordinary. Like it's just something else. It's like it's its own like it's super original and who knows? Maybe that could be the case, but I think it is just like regular woods in Canada.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
And do you think also based you're just, obviously you can't spoil whatever, but your opinion, do you think that it's just all in their minds, or do you think that there is something more at play?
There's definitely something going on with like all the hallucinations they've been having in the woods. Maybe they are just going crazy, like they're hungry, and
Like
that's
group
uh,
like
yeah,
illusions
maybe
and
that
things
is
like
just what's
that.
going on. But there's definitely something going on. That's what I think, but we just don't know what that thing is yet.
Well, I'm literally going to be waiting until 2024, 2025 until we get some more because it's all I think about.
Hmm.
As far as Javi goes, we've gotten flashbacks with like Jackie and Shauna, or even with Javi and Nat on the plane. Do you
Hmm.
have potential hope to see any flashbacks or ghosts of Javi in future seasons?
I think it's definitely possible. Like I said, this show is like, I mean, this has a bunch of like, it's it's definitely possible. We've seen Jackie come back. We've seen some flashbacks of her being in the mind of Sharna. So I could be in the mind of Travis and Natalie's mind probably as well. I was already shown to be out of Natalie's mind, but maybe I am also in young Natalie's mind. So we can see. I'll probably might come back for those type of scenes. But yeah,
True. Well, they better hurry up though, because like you said, you're growing, so you can't get
yeah.
too much older and have flashback scenes. Um, But speaking of that, is acting something you want to do, long term, or is it something, oh, I was bored, it was something that interested me, let's do it for a little bit while I'm in school?
At first, it was something that was like, I'm kind of like, because I was playing soccer before, so I was like playing soccer. I'm a little bit bored of soccer. Let me go to something else. I was never really good at school, so I was like, that was kind of out of the option. So I was like, acting, why not? And now that I've been doing acting for like 5 years, I think now, which isn't a long time, but it's enough to know when you like something. So I
Right.
definitely love acting, and I think I'm pretty good at it. So I might develop my skills and go further with it. Who knows what'll happen? It's such a big business, and it's a huge like industry, but it could be possible for me to keep doing it.
Oh, I absolutely think so. I mean, especially with a show like Yellowjackets, it's only going to get more popular and it's always going to come back to, Javi. It's always going to be a main character in the first two seasons. So I definitely think this is just the beginning for you. Do you have any sort of goals, like directors or roles, things like that you have in mind?
I'm always telling my family that I would love to play a young Sylvester Stallone. I love the Rocky movies
Ooh,
so much. I love them
okay.
so much. So a young Sylvester Stallone, like Rocky, how God knows how many there are, like Rocky six, Rocky
Yeah,
five.
there's a lot.
Yeah, I think
There's a
there's
lot.
four Rockies. So like yeah, Rocky five, young Sylvester right here. I would love to do that.
Well, that
Rocky Balboa.
I can see it. Give it like 10 years. I can see
Mhm.
you doing like a biopic of a young I can see it, a young Rocky. I can do it.
Yeah,
Definitely. But do you have anything else to say to any of the fans? It looks like here we got done a little bit early. We sped through those questions. You're just so much fun
nice.
and easy to talk to.
Yeah,
Do you have anything to say to your fans before we, end this? Any hobby enthusiasts out there?
I'm gonna look at the camera and say this. Thanks for watching like this far, like in the show, and hope you guys keep watching. It's a really nice show. It's a really good show. Well, not nice. It's a very good show though. But hope you guys keep watching. It's a great show. I might come back. Who knows? If you're a hobby enthusiast, that means a lot more than you think. My goal as an actor is just to entertain and make people's day. So it's amazing when I can really touch someone. So thank you very much.